This is the Far Cry map editor, or Far Cry Arcade. Now, it is my belief that this game, made by totally upstanding developers Ubisoft, has one of the very best level creation kits in gaming history. I have spent so much time in these fan creations across each Far Cry title that featured them. I've played them with friends, and I've played them alone, and I've always had a good time throughout. My favourite, and the map editor I'll be focusing on today, is Far Cry 5's Arcade. It's the best one if you ask me, as its editor features not only NPCs and assets from this Far Cry title, but other Far Cry titles as well, and other Ubisoft titles. The objective of player-made maps tend to vary from taking out an outpost to eliminating specific targets, and my personal favourite, getting to the end. The reason it's my favourite is because simply reaching a location leaves a lot of creative wiggle room for the map makers, allowing them to create things such as racetracks or platforming levels and other objectives you've likely seen in your favourite video games. There are hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of maps with different aesthetics and twists to keep things interesting.
What the hell is even that?
But enough of my ceaseless yapping, as this is a show and tell kind of video, so allow me to show you what I believe is the best map maker in gaming. Starting us off with a classic staple of the Far Cry series, I decided to do an outpost. I thought I'd be tackling this bare minimum stealth style, but then I became tempted and I had to eject all my principles on that real quick. Like all of them.
Sneaky.
First thing that caught my eye was this tennis course that is clearly a custom asset made by the map maker. Very nice indeed, very vibrant. Second thing that caught my eye was this guy. I proceeded down past the tennis course and dispatched another gentle serve before panicking as it started to look like I was already about to blow my cover. I handled it though. I delicately disabled the alarm and continued with the stealth assassination type gameplay. Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh dear. Good heavens! Mausoleum. Part 2. Well, tickle my nutacious sack because this is an incredible atmosphere. This map was seeking to test the platform within me, so I hurried to comply. That was until I noticed something. I flawlessly continued on and took in more of the sights until... As you can imagine, some fans seized the opportunity presented by this map maker to implement some licensed content. Hell yes. Star Wars. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, so this is starting off real strong for me personally. Ooh, it's just like the movie. Oh my goodness, what incredible custom assets. Though the Stormtroopers appear to have suffered a budget cut. I take another moment to appreciate the Melanus Falcon before me, and then I push onwards. I mow down some more Stormtroopers with this belter blaster, then make it to the hangar. The custom assets on display here are very good, but honestly, it only gets better once I step outside. Damn, it's cold out here! Things got a little hectic for me to properly take in the sights, but as you could very well see, AT-ATs look pretty amazing. I scurry through the trenches like the rebel scum I am, removing more off-brand Stormtroopers in my path. As luck would have it, I get to see what the pilots left behind for me, as this AT-ST appears to have fallen on the ground. I stumble my way into a cave and encounter this young man right here. Somebody ought to inform his father about this, honestly. I've been playing a lot of COD Zombies recently, so I'm all fresh and ready to do this. As everyone who is familiar can see, I am playing a very accurate looking recreation of Noct from Call of Duty Zombies. COD Zombies is the best content Call of Duty has ever produced, and you'll never convince me otherwise. Something did strike me as off, however. These zombies are mighty quick for round one. Certainly too quick for me to pop some headshots with my 200-point wall buy, so I immediately had to resort to the closest thing I had to a wonder weapon. Things honestly got so violent and so fast that I couldn't really get a good look at everything, or even the mystery box, which is okay really because I'm pretty sure it didn't function. That pretty much does sum up the map Noct, both on here and in-game in Call of Duty. Honestly, there isn't too much more for me to say here. Zombies run at you, you kill them with gun, you keep picking up more guns and you keep killing them. I am the mildly dark Squire. This Batman map here had everything I could ask for, honestly. I had a Batmobile, I had my Batarangs, I had my parents. Combining some enhanced strength, stealth and finishing moves, this map gave me a pretty good Batman experience. Taking place in what I assume is Arkham, you get to beat up some thugs, use some gadgets, and encounter some of the Cape Crusaders rogue gallery. There's this one section where you encounter Scarecrow, and you're put through a section very alike Arkham Asylum where you're surrounded by darkness as you parkour around the danger in the centre. Though this time a scary monster and not Scarecrow himself. I saw a bit of Riddler, I'm fairly certain I combusted Poison Ivy. And just as I thought I was about to meet Mr. Freeze, I got given a thunderous smackdown by a Yeti. I do believe that we are overdue for a desert map. Now I was getting ready to go full swing into this map, but then... yeah, I'm just gonna move right along here. It's like arriving on Solstheim for the very first time.
I don't recognize you.
Another genre people often try to tackle in their creations is horror. Some work to decent effect. I find the best way to do it here is to make it as less like Far Cry as possible. The atmosphere of this map, however, I must say is quite captivating. I now find myself to be armed, which does do wonders when you're feeling nervous, I must say. I soon come to realise that the horror I'm dealing with here is zombies. Fortunately, as previously mentioned,
But I have a gun!
I encountered the Hellhounds since they didn't get to make an appearance back in Noct, and that was a cool little change up in the threats presented to me. Arming myself even further, I push through more well-crafted horror environment. I open this door and suddenly I'm struck with that same kind of terror you get when you meet a Deathclaw for the first time in Fallout New Vegas. Deciding to live and fight another day, I pass by the bigger zombies in favour of my timely escape.
Success.
Rounding off today's video, I will be taking part in another form of Maker-made objectives. A race. Usually these maps require you to have a friend along to race against, but fortunately for little old me, this one comes prepared with single player in mind. I get myself into position and quell the butterflies in my stomach as the countdown to the race begins. The course here is simple but a lot of fun. It's vibrant and easy to navigate, it lets me go fast, but not much so where I'm just holding down the button to win. Already on the final lap, overconfidence comes for the head on my scrawny neck as I'm spun around and forced to do some backwards driving. Some of the other racers get ahead of me and this makes the final lap very tense, causing me to try hard at a makeshift racing game against AI. If you're a returning viewer, thank you again for lending me your ear, and if it's your first time watching, thank you very much as well. This video was a lot of fun to make and it's another one checked off the list of ever-growing ideas, so with that being said, bye bye!